sky. Sing along if you know it, Sweet Chariot. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Well, I went to the doctor, and the doctor, he said, coming for to carry me home. You got a big old rock, it's rolling round in your head, coming for to carry me home. Well, I went to the hospital, under the night, coming for to carry me home. And the nurse cried out, we gonna lose this young boy's life, coming for to carry me home. I was singing, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. And when I got up So this is one of my favorite songs on the new record. It's about breaking out of the friend zone. Photographer knows all about it. It's called The Story.
man. So good. Well, welcome. I don't know when you're listening to this. Maybe you aren't, man. Maybe fucking nobody's there. That's cool. It's all good, man. Yeah, I don't know. Indio's a smart guy, man. He knew a lot of things about a lot of stuff, man. Money to freaking physics to all kinds of stuff. But I'll start off with this. I think he was talking to some kids about money and the 2008 financial crash. This was 6 years ago, man. So only 131 views, man. Pretty low. Might not be that good. Or he's shadow banned just like I am. But they'll ban us all at some point.
Give us our money back. Like, that's what that was.
That's why
right?
there was like like what Lehman Brothers and some other financial firm. They got the rug pulled out from under them because they weren't playing ball accordingly. You know, because like you said, they call and they knock on the door, and you're not saying what they want to hear. Well, I'm sorry, looks like you won't be getting the sweet bailout like all the other Washington Mutual or AIG or what have you. No.
And all the car companies.
Play ball. Yeah, they got us all by the
insured all this shit. AIG insured all this stuff. They gave them default insurance. So the basic deal is like this, right? So they take 100 mortgages, that are out there that some bank is holding, or many banks, and they put them in a single legal entity called a collateralized debt obligation or mortgage-backed security. Now, because there's monthly payments coming in on these mortgages, right? That goes into like a pool, and there's stock. Like, okay, so you have this thing, this mortgage-backed security. It's a legal entity that's getting money from mortgage payments. Well, where does that money go? Well, they sell like a stock, like a share of that, right? So if you have an A grade, that means like if the thing defaults, they have a tiers of how they're going to pay people out. You buy AAA, AA, A, B, C, whatever. So the AAA, they're guaranteed to get paid, basically.
Guaranteed.
Even if nobody pays their mortgage out of all those mortgagees, they're guaranteed to get paid out of the funds. And then it goes down the line, it's like what would they call it? Can't remember the name for it. Mutual liability or whatever. So like, if you're at the bottom. Like anyway, they fill these mortgage-backed securities with shit mortgages. Like people.
Oh, they were shit mortgages. People that were just breathing could buy a house. Oh, you work at McDonald's? I got you. Yeah, it was shit. There was a pile of shit out there.
People that had no possibility of paying. But the thing is, the reason they had no possibility of paying was this other thing. 3 years before it blew up, they were giving out variable interest loans with a teaser rate of 0%. Right? And what they were being told was, when your rate balloons in 3 years, we'll just refinance you and give you a fixed rate mortgage.
Yeah, right. It's a sucker bet. I had no less than probably, 10 people come to my door and say, hey, man, you want some money? This was like 2005, 6, 7. We can, get you some money, no problem. What do you need, bro? Yeah, they were vultures out there, man. Fucking vultures, bro. It was sick, man. It was sick.
In 3 years, we'll just refinance you and give you a fixed rate mortgage. Okay, in your payment.
And a lot of the people that were buying into those houses were also thinking, oh my God, I'll buy in this house. It's worth $400,000 today. 3 years, it'll be worth like $600,000. I'll sell it, cash out a couple $100,000. Yeah, that's what they were thinking. Even my brother-in-law, man, he got bought up in all that shit, man. He bought like 6 houses Fucking lost them all. Lost every single one of them. And it was just a freaking nightmare, man. Yeah, I just watched him fucking go down. What's up, Riza? Thanks for showing up, man. My thing here says 0 people here, but whatever, man. We're just talking, just do a little tribute to Indio. That guy's a smart guy, man, and way smarter than I'll ever be. But we lost a great one, man. We lost a great one. You see 4 people? I don't see anybody on my end, but I got 2 now. Okay.
Refinance you and give you a fixed rate mortgage. Okay, and your payment for that would be this. Well, when the 3 years rolled around, and they get you get after the 3 years are up for a variable rate mortgage, you have to make a balloon payment, and typically they're somewhere in the range of $4,000, depending on the price of your house. It can vary. So on the low end, say $150,000 house, you're gonna after the end of 3 years, you're gonna owe $4,000, right? Boom, you owe it. If you don't pay it, you're defaulting and you're screwed, and you're gonna take your house. Right. So what happened was
those are balloons.
That's what happened to a lot of people.
Well, that was one. Yeah, that's one way they screwed you over, the balloon payment thing. Yeah.
Right. So what happened was this what happened to a lot of people. They couldn't pay their mortgage payments. The mortgage-backed securities can't pay the people that they got stuff. But the thing is, these mortgage-backed securities had something called default insurance. So that if they got a lot of defaulters on those mortgages, that a secondary company like AIG that sold them the insurance, they would pay off that debt. They would pay all these people and basically say, all the money you're supposed to make off this mortgage-backed security over its lifetime, we're going to give you that money, and then you're going to take that money and you're going to pay off all the shareholders of that mortgage-backed security. The thing is, what happened is it was too much for a company like AIG or any other company to handle because it was billions and billions of dollars.
Fuck, it was like fucking trillion, Indio. Love you, brother, but that was trillion. I'm pretty sure it was in the trillions.
So, AIG went down.
Yeah, it was literally like $1 trillion. Like AIG was basically $1 trillion company.
But AIG is the insurance company for like Congress and all those ding dongs. So I don't think they went down. I think they're still around, bro. They got bailed out. Of course they got bailed out. That's the insurance company for all the congressmen and senators and all those presidents and all those fucking cocks.
Pretty sure.
But I'll tell you the real reason this shit went down. Okay, so that's kind of like the mainstream version of why shit went down. What really went down is to transfer a mortgage, right? There's a legal process to transfer a mortgage, right? There's a note and there's the mortgage document. They were selling them as if they were separable things. So they would sell the mortgage to one party and then they would sell the note to the other party, to another.
Right. That's the derivative part of the equation.
The mortgage to one party and then they would sell the note to the other party, to another party. Now the note gets the income, right? So you have to pay, like say, $300 a month. So the holder of the note gets that $300 a month. But if the person defaults, right, the mortgage is a security for that default. So whoever bought the mortgage has the right to claim the house. But the thing is, the law doesn't allow that. You have to have in order to enforce the mortgage, you have to be the possessor of the frickin' note.
Right.
When all these places went default, and all these mortgages are in these mortgage-backed securities. They didn't have the notes. They'd sold the notes off to other parties. So you have Deutsche Bank, right? So they have a mortgage-backed security with 100 mortgages in it. They have the legal document that says the mortgage, but they don't have the note itself. The note that says, I promise to pay you X, the enforceable document to make them pay that money. So they have no legal right to foreclose on anybody, right? So this mortgage-backed security is garbage. And they've committed fraud because they didn't do all the legal requirements that all the people that bought shares, right? They They say, hey, we have the legal right to all these mortgages. They never had the legal right to collect payments. Listen, they never had a legal right to even collect the payments. For the sin, they're getting paid for nothing.
What
The notes
fuck?
themselves were being traded and bartered and used as collateral, because you can take one of these notes and you can give it to the Federal Reserve's discount window and get money for it. And then the Federal Reserve takes the note and sticks it in what's called a borrower in custody program. So they basically use that note as collateral, stick it in a drawer, right? And then they basically exchange. It's called a discounting a note, right? So you have $100,000 note. They say, hey, that note is worth, $85,000. So that that's called a 5% discount, right? So they give you $95,000. They're going to keep the $100,000 note. At some point in time, they want you to come back. It's almost like a pawn shop. You're supposed to come back, give them the money back, and then they give you the note back.
That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
So this particular action, right? Dude, I'm giving you like the fucking whole deal, dude.
Yeah, Indio got out of the sinking ship, man. We're going to enjoy his recordings for a while, man. The guy's so smart and he's funny. And it's been a heck of an interesting ride, man. We've lost some great soldiers along the way, man, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So this, right? Dude, I'm giving you like the fucking whole deal, dude. So this particular transaction, right? The Federal Reserve is legally allowed to print new money for residential 1 to 4 family residential mortgages, right?
Yeah, baby.
So they have specific things from which they can print money. They got to have gold certificates, special drawing rights, or U.S. Treasury bonds. In 1999, they added mortgage-backed security, or not mortgage, residential mortgages to it, that they can print new money, right? So if they want to print a dollar bill they needed to have a dollar bill or dollars worth of gold.
And that is why exactly the country's national debt is at like $40 fucking trillion. Because that's what they've been doing. And welcome to the show. Yeah, he laid it out pretty good, man. I learned a lot of this shit back in the 90s. And Indio, yeah, I think he probably did too as well. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. That's how the banks work, man. And most people don't know that. That's how they fucking, you put $100 in the bank can go to the Federal Reserve and get, like $200. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And it's all backed securities and what level you're on. It's a shit show, man. Anyway, thanks, Indio, for posting this video. Thank you.
Residential mortgages to it, that they can print new money, right? So if they want to print a dollar bill they needed to have a dollar bill or dollars worth of gold or a dollar's worth of treasury notes. In 99, they changed it. Well, they can have a dollar's worth of residential mortgage note. And then they can print new money. That's as in print new money and put it into the system. So that's what the Fed was doing on their end. So you had this clusterfuck of a bunch of financial frauds all happening at the same time. The Fed's committing fraud, right, by not making sure that the mortgage is with the note. You have people splitting the note, which isn't really fraud, but it's when you say that it's worth something and you sell it to somebody and it's actually really worth nothing, because if you don't have the note, the mortgage is unenforceable. That's been the law for fucking 500 years. 500 years that's been the law, and they did this shit. They also created this whole other system called the mortgage electronic registration system, where they assigned notes improperly, right? So nobody knew who fucking owned what. Dude, it was a total clusterfuck. And basically, it was like this. The bank doesn't know, when it looks at its assets, it doesn't know what's worth anything. All these banks. They did not know if they owned a mortgage-backed security and if it was worth a freaking nickel. They look at their mortgages that are on the books. They don't know if they're worth anything. All their assets, their capital assets, for which they can use the with a fractional reserve lending system. So you got to have so much capital assets.
I'm tracking. Far out, man. Check out the Philippines. I don't know, man. My buddy, he married a Philippine girl. He goes over there. He lives here. Goes over there a couple times a year. They've worked it out, man. I mean, yeah, they're working it out, man. And they're kind of, I wouldn't say they're thriving or anything, but they're surviving pretty fucking good, man. They get plenty of food to eat and drink, and they're not too far from the beach. It's I've seen the pictures. I've watched the evolution over the last 4 or 5 years, and it's amazing what they're doing. And just the two of them, they really kicked it in gear, man. They're about 55. Yeah, about the same age. Anyway, check it out. Don't believe me. Thailand, I don't know anything about Thailand. I can tell you about Philippines. That's it. Anyway.
Capital assets for books that don't expect security if it was worth a freaking nickel. They look at their mortgages that are on the books. They don't know if they're worth anything. All their assets, their capital assets, for which they can use the with a fractional reserve lending system. So you got to have so much capital assets to get so much money. So 100,000, you do 10 times that.
I think that's right. It's 10 times that. So if somebody puts $100 grand in or $100, they bumped it up to like 10 times. So you can go borrow $1,000 from the Federal Reserve. Yeah, that's fractional banking. Yeah, basically. To
get so much money, so 100,000, you do 10 times that, and from the Fed get actual cash and operate your bank, etc. Give out deposits, whatever you want to do, make loans. But they didn't know what their assets were worth. Nobody did. So you're in a market where the whole market for this paper product, this mortgage market. Nobody knows what anything is worth.
Do it.
They don't know if like that mortgage, right? If there's a note with it, or fucking who's paying it, or did I assign it to some other party? And do I have insurance on it? Is that an insurance company that's for that default? Are they even going to pay? What do they own? Like it's called counterparty risk. You have an asset where someone's promising to pay you money, but you don't know if fucking they actually have a legal obligation to pay it because your paperwork's all fucked up. And every bank is in this same situation.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is in the banking business, and back in 2007, I want to say, he invited me to his work for a day and said, come check out what I do. And I said, yeah, I'll check it out. And I'll just be like a regular worker, like I'm a new worker or whatever for the day. But it was some mortgage company, man, and I'm telling you, the stacks of paper that were in this building, I mean, this is probably like a 2,000, 3,000 square foot building. And all along the walls, man, was like giant stacks of paper, bro, everywhere. And this was the heyday of this fucking, this crazy lending. Anybody breathing could get a loan, bro. You could buy a fucking $400,000, $200,000, $300,000 house. They just faked all the paperwork. Everybody was throwing money in. So it ended up, they were like I think Indio said, there's AAA, AA, whatever. This was probably like a D lender. They were just pushing paper that there's no fucking way these ding dongs are ever gonna fucking pay their mortgage. No fucking way. But anyway, that's what happened. I saw it, man, right across the street from me, man. Like 2-3 houses were purchased for crazy money. These people had no business buying these houses, but they bought them, and they all foreclosed, and yeah.
Every investment bank is in this same situation. They're all in this fucked situation. The government basically had no choice. Basically said, to remove uncertainty from the system, we're going to give you basically all the freaking money that you're uncertain about, right? And you're going to just freaking write off that other shit. And
100 and fuck all 20, bro. A week, yeah, man. I'm kind of patting myself on the back slightly, but I did buy a flex fuel vehicle, and it runs on alcohol, man. Yeah, moonshine. And moonshine's only like $2.50 a gallon, which is cheap, man. I could fill up my car for like, I don't know, less than $50, man. It's like $42.
pretend that it fucking doesn't exist. But they didn't do that. What they did was they started doing foreclosures through the system, right? And like most of them worked because most people, when they didn't pay their mortgage, they were like, "Oh, I didn't pay my mortgage. I'm just moving out." And the bank would just come and repossess the property. They wouldn't like fight it in court and say, "Hey, where's the note for the mortgage? You can't enforce you can't take my house unless you produce the note," because they're supposed to. When they go into court, they're supposed to bring the note as part of the evidence that you owe them money. They're supposed to go in, enter the note into evidence, and not a copy. It has to be the original. And they're supposed to cancel the note before they seize the security, because otherwise they can. If they don't cancel the note, it could be put in circulation, and that person would still owe money, and he wouldn't have any legal defense because the note is still in circulation, and he signed the note. Note is like I've explained this before. It's a specialty contract. So there's only a certain number of legal defenses. Basically, the only one is someone forged my signature. That's your only like legal defense that you have that says I don't have to pay that. There is no defense like, someone sued me on that note and they took some security and I don't have to pay it anymore. No, you're still going to be personally liable for that note unless it gets fucking canceled with words canceled on it. So the bank they got that money and they still tried to collect that money that they were uncertain about that they owed. So it's a big total clusterfuck.
It's a clusterfuck all, man. Yeah, the whole thank you, Indio, thank you for that, brother. Made my day, because that was one of the first things I learned about was the money system. It was like how corrupt and how bad it is, probably like 92, a buddy of mine we were sitting there, he explained it to me, man. He's about 12 years older than me, and he pretty much explained it to like Indio did, almost identical, basically. How these banks can take your $100 and go borrow $1,000, and it's like, and then that sounds very sketchy, bro. Somebody puts $100 in my pocket, and then because it's safe there, I'm not gonna rip you off, but they go out and borrow $1,000 on that, dude. He's got my 100 over there, bro. Oh, okay. I'll give you 1,000. No problem, man. All right. This might be good. It might not be. I don't know. It's an old... it's not that old. 11 months ago. Indio's talking to MPX and Ural on the difference between abstraction, attributes, and more. I don't know how it's going to go. I didn't vet it, but we'll check it out and we'll see how it goes, man. I don't know. I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. Yeah. Yeah, you think your buddy in Atlanta is talking about Indio at some point? Maybe, man. Could have been far out. Probably, man. Indio's... I was going back through some of his videos he made, almost 10 years ago. The link's in the description if you guys want to check out Indio's channel. He's got a lot of really good videos on his channel he put together for reference and different, real quick, short videos, 2 minute, 3 minute. Good stuff, man. Like I said, links in the description if you don't know Indio's channel. He was just trying to get the information out, just like I am. I mean, or I'm no different than him. He's way better at it as far as, smarts. But him and I are, we're just not popular enough to really, out there making money or something doing this. No, that's never going to happen, bro. It's not our thing, man. We're just here to say, this is what's up. This is what it looks like. This is what it could be. Check it out, man. He'll be missed, bro. And, is he perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. Are you guys perfect? No. Nobody's perfect, but Indio did bring a lot to the table, man, as far as information from, radios to, financial. The guy knew a lot of shit, man. I don't know. I don't think I wanted to ask him. I'm like, dude, how the fuck did you learn all this shit? But, not sure how old he was either. If he's my age or, yeah, he can't sell the truth, man. The real truth. And you can sell some fake ass truth, but, yeah, that's really not him. I get that. I don't know what he ever looked like. I never saw a picture of him. I don't know how many times I talked to him, probably 20, 30. Listened to him, I don't know how many hours, hundreds probably. But yeah, anyway, another great guy, man. But we'll carry on in his honor, and let's keep going, man. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really vet it, but I listened to a few minutes. I was like, that sounds like a good conversation. I'll play this one. But thank you, New Perspective, for saving these. Links in the description, man, if you guys want to help him out.
It's true outside the jar, too. It's true everywhere.
You can't possibly know that.
Yeah, I do. Because Aristotle's argument that to argue against it, you would need to use it.
But you're doing that from inside what do you expect the confines to be, and those.
You think contradictions can? You think contradictions can be true?
The rules. But
you think contradiction?
Perception against anything else.
What? Contradictions can't be true, and to argue against it, I would need to perform a contradiction.
The whole nature of truth may not even be a coherent concept.
Oh shit! This fucking ding dong. Is this a fucking brain in the jar? Probably. I would bet on it. I haven't heard this. But what?
Contradiction.
The whole nature of truth may not even be a coherent concept.
The whole nature of truth may not be a coherent concept. Whoa. All right. Let's see where the fuck this goes. Holy shit show. The concept.
Well, what does that even mean?
The fuck does that mean?
Concept of epistemic nihilism exists, and you can't prove things one way or the other with regards to these metaphysical stances.
I can't prove that fire's hot. I can't do it. What? Okay.
Exiting the realm of proof entirely.
Even if we consider that there can be objective...
Oddly enough, you used the things that I said are objectively true to argue against that. Oddly enough.
What?
We can't communicate without it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some next level cock. Next level cock, bro.
Every word you said would mean something else.
Love you, Indio. He caught that. See how good he was? Damn, I'm going to miss you, bro. Fuck.
Every word you said would mean something else. It would just be a random string of words, sounds coming out of your
Other
vocal
constructs
cords.
you can put together that can convey meaning in some capacity.
Identities.
Don't rely on this argument in any way, shape, or form. Like, you could have an entirely different construct, a different ontology.
Go ahead. Go for it. Try to communicate using it. Try and communicate using where the law of identity isn't true. Go for it.
But the law of identity isn't true?
That the law of identity isn't true.
Here, boom. All laws of logic are simply constructs. They're language games.
Well, that means everything you just said doesn't mean anything, dude.
That's the Indio I love right there, bro. That's why I'm doing this stream tonight, because those were the kind of things that he would just roll in and go, everything you said means everything you said means zero, bro. I love that. Come on.
All laws of logic are simply constructs. They're language games.
Well, that means everything you just said doesn't mean anything, dude.
Everything I just said only vaguely hints and gestures at these ephemeral mental states.
Oh, fuck. This guy took a philosophy class, maybe 2. This fucking guy got sucked into, and nothing's real. Fucking, I don't know anything. You can't really know anything. It's one of these ding-dongs. Fucking ding-dong.
Vaguely hints and gestures at these ephemeral mental states.
What do any of those words mean? They have no identity.
You have a bunch of similar ephemeral mental states that when they hear or have the phenomena of sound occur in your mind, it gives rise to further phenomenal states that cause you to feel like meaning's been conveyed.
Holy shit show, man. All right. Where do you think this is going? The brain in the jar? It's gotta be, right? This is a brain in the jar guy. Gotta be. Come on. All right, let's see where it goes. Fucking hilarious.
Further, phenomenal states that cause you to feel like meaning's been conveyed. But there's no underlying.
I don't understand what you're talking about. You're just speaking. I just hear gaga.
Okay. The simple version is
your words mean
there's
anything.
no such thing as logic. It's all vibes, bro.
It's all vibes, bro.
It's all fucking
literally
vibes.
Yes. That's the simple version.
Well, I don't know what vibes.
Well, a vibration of sound, vibrations. Yeah. Okay.
Vibes, bro.
Literally yes. That's the simple version.
Well, I don't know what vibes means because it has no identity. So
that's right. It's zero identity, bro.
I mean, that's fine, but doesn't make it.
I don't know what that's fine means. It has no identity.
Your system
has no identity. Everything you're saying has no identity. It doesn't mean anything.
That just makes it really unsatisfactory to you. That makes it give you.
No, I don't know what unsatisfactory means. It has no identity.
It's so quick, man. I hope to be that quick someday, man. If I can't, I want one of you Mongos to be that quick. I mean, Dr. Bass Ackwards could do it. I don't know, Nathan. You guys out there, man. You could be this quick, man. I'm just maybe I'm too old or whatever, but man, that is some fucking quick shit. Funny.
Makes it give you.
No, I don't know what unsatisfactory means. It has no identity.
Okay, that's
Here's
your
the deeper problem.
problem.
No, it's your problem because you're the one that says the identity isn't objectively
all
true.
All that matters is I feel like I'm conveying meaning and I have practical utility.
There is no you
capacity when I try to convey meaning to others, but there doesn't have to be an objective underlying meaning for that to happen.
No, none of your words have an identity. Do you understand what identity means?
Why does that matter?
MPX was the one that said, he got MPX. Poor MPX, man. I feel bad for you, bro. You'll be all right, man. Eventually.
Have an identity. Do you understand what identity means?
Why does that matter?
Oh, because that means when you said you, it can mean cat, dog, pineapple, raisin, jumping jack, eating pasta, shoveling dirt. It could mean anything.
It's just
It doesn't have an identity.
It's just a expression. Like it doesn't have to have a.
It's just a
core
random
identity.
sound.
There's no clear boundaries on any of these terms.
That's irrelevant
It is
because they
relevant.
have no identity.
There's no such thing as any sort of logical construct without any sort of like normative bound.
I wish I knew my angel's name, Jim. I don't know it, but I wish I did. But yeah, I think everybody's got one somewhere.
There's no such thing as any sort of logical construct without any sort of like normative bound.
No such thing as anything according to you.
Which doesn't mean you're literally arguing using the law of identity.
I'm not.
You are lost. You have to be, otherwise your words don't mean nothing, and you're just grunting.
Because you're asserting your worldview in order to make sense of the situation.
So you're purposely grunting
You're
it.
begging the question, sir. You're begging the question.
Yeah. He's
There is
spiraling.
a much bigger issue here.
Yeah, he's getting annihilated, bro. It's funny, man. It is. It's so many examples of this. Indio just going, okay, let's talk about this or that or what. Laws of identity from space to radios. I mean, the guy fucking was all over the place, man. He knew shit that I learned so much from this guy, man. Amazing.
You're grunting it.
Begging the question, sir. You're begging the
Guys,
question.
He's
there is a
spiraling.
much bigger issue here. We have not escaped the jar. Even if we accept that the law of identity is real within the jar, we are still inside the jar. So I would like you to...
Oh, fuck. We're in the jar? A brain in the jar? Where are we at, bro?
tell us how to escape the jar.
What jar?
You only got one bag of space Coke left? That's it? Nah, I thought you were out of space fucking Coke, bro. Dude, I'm totally out of space Coke. I mean, I haven't seen space Coke in 10 years, bro.
None of your words mean anything, dude. Yeah, none of your words mean anything, though. You're not even at stage one.
So
you're just a smear. You're a smear of everything.
I can understand both worldviews. And I understand your worldview, and I feel like you have a problem understanding mine, but I...
Do you think MPX is a drinker, a smoker, tweaker? What do you think, man? Yeah, India's a fucking genius, no doubt, man. I mean, I've run across some smart people, man. My goodness. Best man, super smart. Best friend, super smart. I know some fucking smart ass people, bro. Indio's right fucking above all of them. Just you think he's a drinker? Okay, yeah, me too, man. I kind of could hear the drinking in it. Kinda, like you guys can hear it when I'm drinking, right? Tweaker? You going tweaker? Fuck, I don't know if he's a tweaker. He's able to have a conversation. Tweakers can't do that, man. They just. He's a further. Yeah, fucking well, there's no doubt about that. But he ain't smoking weed, man. I guarantee you that, Reza. Fucking, he ain't fucking smoking weed, bro. Guaranteed. All right. Let's find out, man. I think he's a drinker, bass backwards, for sure.
You're a smear of everything.
I can understand both worldviews. And I understand your worldview, and I feel like you have a problem understanding mine, but I feel...
Yeah, me too, Mongo. Uzi. Yeah, today was just like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. It was late last night. We were hanging out, was playing some music. Somebody dropped in the chat, man, Indio. And it was like, rest in peace. What? And I had to jump on Discord and spin around. I texted a few people. And I was like, whoa, okay. Tonight I got to do a tribute to Indio. This is some old recordings with him talking to some random dude named MPX. Never heard of him, but we think he's a drinker. Jim thinks he's a tweaker. And Racer knows he's a furfer. He's a erfer? I don't even know what that is, bro.
I understand your worldview, and I feel like you have a problem understanding mine, but I feel like I fully understand mine.
Your worldview is unsustainable because you're trying to communicate it, and you're in a performative contradiction, and because of all non-contradiction,
you're injecting other elements of your belief system into this worldview that aren't coherent within it.
I don't think so.
I guarantee you are.
Whoa, that's a big statement. Ding dong.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you to demonstrate it, and then you're going to use the law of identity to say words that mean things to demonstrate it.
Yeah, my goodness. How many times have you guys heard, like, arguments over a definition of a fucking word, bro? Pisses me off. Right. I wouldn't say he's like a big drinker, Jim. He's more like I think he might have had like a beer and a half kind of drinker, but he's so confident, you know.
That mean things to demonstrate it.
Well, that would be that's exactly what you're injecting. There has to be this fundamental.
No, it's what you're going to use a coherent worldview to argue against that. Yeah, you're going to use a coherent worldview to argue that a coherent worldview doesn't exist.
You do make a point, Jim. It could be tweaking. I don't know, man. We're going to find out eventually.
Yeah, you're going to use a coherent worldview to argue that a coherent worldview doesn't exist. Try to borrow someone else's worldview. And then act like it doesn't exist.
How in any way, shape, or form am I demonstrating that I am borrowing from your worldview?
You're talking.
Right.
If I give...
I'm going to miss that, bro. I'm going to miss it. Fuck. I can't believe it, man.
Your worldview.
You're talking.
If I give an explanation as to how...
There's no such thing as an explanation in your worldview. It doesn't have an identity.
It doesn't need an identity.
Oh, then what is...
Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Fuck all, man.
It doesn't have an identity.
It doesn't need an identity.
Oh, then what does explanation mean?
Oh my. Oh, my, Jim. Oh, my. And it's so good, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. Could be prescription. Yeah, maybe like Adderall or something. Maybe Adderall. Something like that. Could be like a tweaker kind of thing.
Doesn't need an identity.
Oh, then what does explanation mean?
What does anything mean? If you look at
poor MPX.
Any concept, you can devolve it and smear it far enough that it bleeds in almost any other potential concept that you can construct.
Really?
Really? No shit. I'm practicing my future Indio. Really?
Far enough that it bleeds in almost any other potential concept that you can construct.
Really?
Are you aware of the notion of constructivism?
What the fuck? The notion of constructionism. What? What the fuck is that? Ding dong. Fucking Mongo.
Are you aware of the notion of constructivism?
Constructivism. I mean, that means you're giving somebody advice to like help them be better at whatever they're doing. Yeah, I get the concept, bro. I got it.
What does that even mean in your worldview? Oh, you're going to use my worldview to tell me what constructivism means.
That's right. He's going to use our worldview to tell us what his is.
So you're going to use my worldview to explain what constructivism means.
I am not using any particular worldview. It's valid.
You have to be because dude, regardless of how much you thrash about, you're going to use the law of identity to argue against it, and there's no way out.
Yeah, MPX is done. He's fucking checkmate. Checkmate?
Communication is impossible without it.
Let's pretend I have some notion of paraconsistence.
Let's pretend. Let's pretend. Let's pretend.
Without it.
Let's pretend I have some notion of paraconsistence.
What does any of that mean?
Paraconsistence. What?
All right, I think that's.
What does any of that mean, dude?
What the fuck? Did he learn a word in the dictionary today? Paraconsistence? Because, yeah. Let's just imagine.
Because communication's impossible without it.
Let's pretend I have some notion of paraconsistence.
What is any of
Paraconsistence. What the fuck is that? Holy shit. Can we use cartoons? I can probably get some AI cartoons, something stand-up comedy going. Maybe I need some AI help, bro.
that mean?
All right, I think that's.
What does any of that mean, dude? What are these words you're using? I just hear grunts and groans.
Okay.
None of your words mean anything, dude. Do you?
Yeah, that was a big word. Could you say it again for us?
Paraconsistence.
What is
Paraconsistence. Well, consistence is, you're being consistent. Para, not sure, man. I mean, it might be some different definitions for para. Paraconsistence, man. Are you parroting some consistencies? Something like that, maybe? I don't know, man. I'm a fucking retard, dumbass, fucking Tartarian, fucking whatever.
That was a big word. Could you say it again for us?
Paraconsistence.
What does that even mean?
That was the logical system in which contradictions can be.
Is that its identity?
Can be true.
Is that its identity? That's a great question, Indio. Is that its identity? Because he doesn't believe in identities or something.
System in which contradictions can be.
Is that its identity?
Can be true.
Is that its identity?
Both contradictory statements in certain forms can.
Is that its identity? When he asked you what's it mean, is that its identity when you gave the meaning?
I backed off of that one because that doesn't bounce on identity.
Yeah, because you fell into the trap, bro. Yeah, you fell into the trap.
I didn't.
Yeah. You...
I'm reading the chat here. It says, "Is this guy for real? Really?"
Did. As soon as you started defining it, you fell into the trap. You identified it. You gave an identity to it.
We're going in circles again.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
You're bashing your head against the wall.
Okay. No, MPX, yeah, you're smashing your head against the rubber room, bro. He's totally cornered, fucked. He's screwed.
No, we're not. You're bashing your head against the wall.
Okay. So if
so look, but we're going to get back into flat Earth because you can't maintain your worldview. So this guy thinks that observing something to be a thing is a belief. So that's obviously not true because there's people in permanent vegetative states that can respond to external stimuli when they have no brain function.
Yep.
Okay?
What does that have to do with anything?
Okay. That means it doesn't require logic or thought or subjective anything because your brain doesn't work.
Fire's hot, bitches. Take that. I think I proved that one. But I had somebody question me on that. It's okay. But fire's hot, guaranteed, 100%.
You can still perceive
if I push a
stuff
rock down a hill, it's gonna roll.
Okay, so you can still perceive stuff sensorily, independent of the mind.
I can perceive things sensorily independent of the mind. I
Yes.
don't know what it means to perceive without mind. What is a
You don't know
perception?
about anything
Because
you're not in a permanent. I assume you're not in a permanent vegetative state.
I am not.
Okay.
I'm
So
not a pea zombie.
people in a permanent vegetative state can respond to external stimuli, right? But they have no mind, but they're still responding.
Okay, I have two questions here. What do you consider a response? And two, how do you know they have no mind?
Well, because we hook up electrodes to them and we see no activity.
Okay.
They're clinically brain dead.
We're talking about, a fully clinically brain dead person. Okay, then
Yes.
we can ignore
I'll give you an example. Terry
Then
Schiavo.
what is a
Schiavo.
response?
response is they'll smile, they'll blink their eyes rapidly, their skin temperature will change. You'll have surface. What do they call it? They can measure the electrical resistance of the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll have physiological responses independent of the brain based upon external stimuli.
Okay, if I reduce all that down to mechanistic process from like lower order neurons firing, and there's no meaningful mind being deployed. What is?
It's no reflex. It's not reflexive. It's not part of the parasympathetic nervous system.
It doesn't. We're not talking about the parasympathetic nervous system. We're just talking response, like mechanistic response outside of like the notion of mind. What?
Yeah.
I don't understand what perception is going to be, but
okay, because of how we interact with.
What's up, Captain Caveman? Thanks for showing up, bro.
Yeah.
I don't understand what perception is going to be, but
okay, because of how we interact with the world is through perception, right? Okay, because this guy, first of all, I was talking to this guy who thinks that, hey, dude, that there's some equivalence to the globe and flat Earth. When we observe a flat Earth, and I can just remember the Earth being flat, whereas the globe doesn't come from memory, it comes from imagination. No one remembers the Earth being a globe. It's not from memory.
Well, I just have a series of perceptions, and I have reasons to believe or disbelieve those perceptions.
You can't even say you have anything, dude.
Why not?
Because you gave that up when you abandoned the law of identity.
Okay, we're talking. This is just saying that, dude, it's not an absolute necessity that you have the law of identity. That was a whole different tangent.
Yeah, it is.
Let's say we take the law of identity, then we're back in a more agreeable space that's less philosophically masturbatory. Okay, we have law of identity. Sure. Now what?
Great. Okay, so we can identify that when we look at the Earth, it looks flat. It has that identity.
It doesn't have that identity. We have some projection
onto
it. We don't know its identity.
We
have no access to its on top.
The Earth doesn't have a flat identity. Oh, fuck. Man, I'm so sorry, Jax. I've been duping you guys this whole time. I didn't know. I got fooled. I got hoodwinked. Indio and I got... Oh, shit. Never mind.
It looks flat. It has that identity.
It doesn't have that identity. We have some projection onto it. We don't know its identity. We have no access to its ontology, what it truly is. We only have the phenomenal.
What the fuck did he just say?
So, an object is a phenomenon now.
Nope, an object is an object. That's the noumenal. If we're making a Kantian divide.
So looking is phenomenal.
Looking at it is phenomenal, yes.
Okay. So then I perceived, I guess, according to you, I perceived the phenomenon of flatness.
Yep.
So flatness is a phenomenon.
That doesn't.
What causes flatness?
It doesn't grant me access to the.
What causes flatness?
What causes flatness?
Yeah. What's the cause?
Well, I put together a collection of my phenomena to pose a theory about the noumenal.
Okay.
I say that
what
the noumenal supervenes on my phenomena to have a causal relation to my phenomena and my perceptions.
Lack of
causal relation is going to be.
You're just really talking word salad, dude.
Causal relation is going to be.
Yeah, Jax. Last night my computer crashed. I had to reboot. It wanted me to come up with a new. It's called a stream key for YouTube, and it gave me a different stream key. I've been running the same stream key for forever, and all of a sudden it's like, you got to get a new stream key. I was like, oh shit, man. So yeah, I think that had something to do with it. Kind of reset last night after my computer crashed. That's what's up, Jax. That's why you didn't get a notification. Yep. pretty sure. I don't know. I could be totally
A geometric
All right, back this up a little bit. Hold on.
flatness.
So flatness is a phenomenon.
That doesn't
What causes flatness?
It doesn't grant me access to the.
What causes flatness?
What causes flatness?
Yeah. What's the cause?
Well, I put together a collection of my phenomena to pose a theory about the noumenal.
Okay.
I say that
what
the
causes
noumenal
flatness that you're not going
supervenes
to
on my
answer?
phenomena to have a causal relation to my phenomena and my perceptions.
Lack of
causal
curvature.
relation is going to be.
You're just really talking word salad, dude.
Causal
You know that.
relation is going to be a
shit.
geometric structure. An extrusion
Thank you, Jax, for finding me and finding us, our little crew here, man. Appreciate it.
through space of a particular form.
Yeah, how about we sum it down easy? India.
Intrusion through space.
I'll answer what is flatness. The lack of curvature.
That doesn't tell me anything about its ontology.
It's flat. That's its ontology.
Okay, we're just gonna breeze on past and handle the whole notion of spatiality and existence around me and other objects. That's fine.
Well, we can just compare that the surface of the Earth to something that we do know, right? And we just compare the two, and if they're in parallel or they're equal in some way, then we can know that since they're the same, they can't be the thing that they're not the same of. Such as if we take something that's straight and we run it along the surface of the Earth and then they stay in parallel, then we know that they are equal, right? They're equidistant from each other and they run in parallel. And
yeah, there'd be a reason for believing that. Yes.
That means they're not. Well, we can just measure it, right, directly. We don't have to look at it. We can just take a tape measure.
Well, now we're going to do the whole thing we just did with the other guy for hours. Like, measurement is going to be contingent on a whole system of belief.
So, okay, that, like, tape measures don't fucking, like,
I don't
measure
have a
one
sufficiently long
place,
tape measure to examine whether
we don't need to. We don't need a sufficient long tape measure.
Well, I'd have reasons to doubt the edges of my perception. Would I not?
Okay. We talk about something is in parallel.
Yep.
Right? So I can take something straight and I can say it's 40 kilometers long. And I measure it 2 meters high at one end and go all the way to the other end and measure it 2 meters high. That means it's parallel. That means the Earth is not curving. That means the Earth is not curving away from it.
As long as I have a system of belief that verifies that those two things are going to be truly parallel over that distance, there's no other confounding factors.
We're measuring it so that we don't have to believe anything. We're measuring it.
The measurement is contingent on belief.
No, because no.
No, it's not. Fucking ding dong. No, it's not. There's no belief involved when you measure something, bro. It's a fact.
Believe anything. We're measuring it.
The measurement is contingent on belief.
No, because we're using the law of identity.
So if I took a very bendy tape measure and extended it 40 miles and said,
we're measuring
this
the height,
matches
dude.
the surface,
We're measuring
what a dickhead. Poor kid. Fucking ding dong.
the height. We're measuring the height. That's a red herring, straw man bullshit, dude. It's not how the measurements done.
I know it's an intentionally obtuse example, but
intentionally obtuse example. Intentionally obtuse example.
How the measurements done.
I know it's an intentionally obtuse example, but it's just a demonstration.
Because that's not what we're doing. Because you can't actually address
I'm
what we're
trying to
doing.
demonstrate the relation to the system of belief. So if I believe my tape measure is super duper straight, and then I extend it 40 kilometers. Oh, look, it sags. But I see that parallelness the whole way across. I'll have said that those two things are straight. They are both parallel.
Yeah, it's nothing
straight
like
the whole
what we're
way
doing.
across.
It's nothing like what we're talking about or what we're doing.
I know it's an intentionally exaggerated example to demonstrate a point.
No, it's a straw man.
I'm not attacking the actual flat Earth belief right now. I'm attacking the approach. We're saying we just measure. But measurement is tied to a system of belief. And if you can't get past that point, I don't know how to continue the conversation.
Measurement is just comparing.
Hold on a minute, Indio, hold on. We've already established what measurement was earlier. Remember MPX? No, I agreed with it. I let you have your tape measure that was 10 meters long. You agreed with that. And if you say anything otherwise, you're nothing but a lying sack of shit.
Well, we already know that.
That was already agreed, bro.
Yeah, we kind of already know that, man.
A pawn.
Indio seems to know a little bit more about philosophy than you do, so it's more interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a philosophy conversation. Philosophy a conversation. Yeah, that's it. Oh shit! Fuck all, man. Welcome to philosophy. Do you believe in a tape measure or not, man? Is tape measure even a word? I mean, is that where we're at? I mean, how do you know the tape measure actually exists at all? What? Fuck, dude, I built the fucking house. I'm pretty sure it existed. Fucking ding dong.
Seems to know a little bit more about philosophy than you do, so it's more interesting.
Okay. Dude. The only thing you know about philosophy is the vocabulary in a bunch of fucking word salad.
Okay? I mean, fair.
Okay, so really simply, measurement is to compare two things, one against the other, and take the ratio of one versus the other. You can do measurements without units.
That's true, man. You could make up all kinds of different measurement units. With units, without, yeah, let's go.
And take the ratio of one versus the other. You can do measurements without units. It's not even a problem. The Greeks did it for a long time. They didn't even have units. They just compared one thing to another.
Okay.
Compared one thing to another. There you go.
If I was to tell you...
Hello. Shit. I don't know what happened, bro. Oh, fuck.
One thing to another.
Okay. If I was to tell you that there's a foundational crisis in physics where the notion of measurement can't be truly defined, what would your response be?
There's no crisis. That's just horse shit, dude.
How is it horse shit?
The measurement problem? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
In quantum mechanics?
Yes.
There's no problem.
Why not?
Because there's assumptions within it. A whole bunch of them.
Assumptions within the measurement problem or assumptions within the...
There's no ontology on what... Since you want to bring up ontology, there's no ontology but what happens between the emitter and the screen. They don't know what it's doing, right? So they claim that their lack of knowledge is a measurement problem. Now we could get into John Bell and Bell's inequalities, and we could talk about that if you want.
Yeah, but if we don't know what it is, doesn't that seem to be a problem?
No, it's not. It's not a problem. It's a measurement. It's a problem in understanding. It's a problem in understanding because we were presupposing a bunch of shit, such as a particle goes from the emitter to the screen. Well, that's an assumption. We don't know because if we try to measure it anywhere in between the emitter and the screen, right? What happens? That thing becomes the new screen. And the moment you make the measurement, the equation, the quote unquote wave function collapses. But that just means that. But that just means that the probabilities, the uncertainties become certain. And you've made a measurement,
the universe
or you didn't.
Is constructed of such particles. It seems to really put a problem.
I don't think you understand quantum physics to a sufficient degree to talk about it.
I got a shout out.
We watch some Discovery Channel bullshit.
I got a shout out. Says who? Dude sounds like an asshole Kermit the Frog. That is the best insult I've ever gotten. Thank you, sir. That's amazing. Oh shit. Okay.
So you should go read John Bell's.
He does sound like Kermit the Frog. Now that you mention it, fuck, the dude does sound like fucking Kermit.
Frog. That is the best insult I've. I got a shout out.
To talk about it.
I got a shout out.
We watch some Discovery Channel bullshit.
I got a shout out. Says who? Dude sounds like an asshole Kermit the Frog. That is the best insult I've ever gotten. Thank you, sir. That's amazing.
Poor kid, man. Coming up against Indio.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So you should go read John Bell's Against Measurement. And the problem isn't the measurement problem. There's no problem in the measurement. The problem is there is no mathematical formalism to take into account the measurement device, its state. So you can only model the state of the particle, but you can't model the state of the particle and the measurement device simultaneously, because the measurement device is a macroscopic device and the quantum particle is quantum. So it's not that there's a measurement problem. The problem is we just don't have the mathematical formalism to predict what the state of the measurement device is in a quantum mechanical form.
Sure. But that,
okay, we've just ignored the measurement device and pretend it doesn't exist because we can't in any way model or quantify it.
To me, that poses a major epistemic problem if we can't have any clear model of how to engage with this notion of measurement.
Do you think we're mathematical fucking super geniuses or something, bro? You really do realize there's some things...
as like a human species, not you and I.
Okay, do you think like in 1,000 years the mathematics we possess will be far superior to the ones we have now?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, okay. So they will be, okay? And just because we don't have the tools now doesn't mean we won't have the tools in the future, okay? They're just doing this philosophical nonsense because they can't do it. And instead of admitting, oh, well, our model's incomplete because we can't actually take into account the fucking measurement device, you know, it's spooky fucking action at a distance or something.
Sure. I mean, maybe we figure this out at some point in time. But
well, the thing is, it's an unsolvable problem because when you're
I'm agreeing with you. I'd say it might actually be unsolvable. I'm not sure we can actually get there, but I'm just agreeing for the sake of moving the conversation forward. Like
it's unsolvable. It's unsolvable unless you can do like a fucking quadrillion dimensional fucking matrix.
Sure. Magic happens. We do some math and we figure.
Did you hear that? Wait. Oh shit! I gotta back that up. Yeah. People with the higher intellect speaking code. Yeah. Is that what you're saying, bro? Yeah. It's their code. It's that, you know, higher level code, bro.
Sure. Magic happens. We do some math and we.
Yeah, they get frustrated when we, you know, push them to, you know, they think we're attacking them or we're just like questioning them and go, hey man, what do you think you know about this subject? Let's see what's up. And as soon as you do that, man, they're like defensive. Yeah, they get frustrated. Exactly, Jim.
Sure. Magic happens. We do some math and we figure out how to solve the problem. But in this, like,
the problem isn't knowing the math. The problem is the ability to compute it.
Right now,
it's a computational problem.
We have two problems facing us. And one, if we take this problem at face value, right the second we seem to have this fundamental issue with the nature of measurement. And two, we still have a whole philosophical grounding issue with how these measurements are meaningful in the first place to us.
Well, I'm not going to get upset. I don't think you know enough about quantum mechanics. That's a whole nother thing. Quantum mechanics is just a mathematical formalism to make a prediction about the result of a measurement. That's it. But it's incomplete because we can't. It's incomplete because the precision at which we can make the prediction follows a probabilistic outcome because we don't know what the fucking measurement device is doing.
Yeah, well, it appears to. We have no sense of whether or not there's truly hidden variables or not.
All I can suggest to you is read John Bell, who's.
Yeah, I was going to say Bell's theory leans against that, but that's
read what he wrote near the end of his life. It's called Against Measurement. Just read what he wrote. But it's not long. It's publicly available. Go on Google Scholar, type in Against Measurement, John Bell. It'll come up. Just read what he wrote.
The only reason I brought any of this up is to just highlight the fact that there's reasons to doubt the nature of measurement. Smart people disagree about it.
Can I ask you a question?
You whistle past the graveyard, buddy.
Ask a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so has the Earth ever been directly measured?
How's the what being measured?
The Earth, the surface of Earth.
He doesn't believe in measurement or something.
Well, I do believe in measurement, and I believe in particular measurements. Those measurements are going to be bound in a whole bunch of different data, or datums, however you want to phrase that. And given those datums, I can then make comparisons, and then declare measurements.
A measurement is a comparison. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yes, he said. Yes. You fucking A it is.
Yes.
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 But I have to have a whole bundle of beliefs for that comparison to be.
I gotta have a bundle of beliefs? Whoa, man. Whoa. Beliefs. Measurement is beliefs now? What?
But I have to have a whole bundle of beliefs for that comparison to be meaningful.
Okay. So when we compare two things and they're equal, well, you don't believe in the law of identity. Never mind.
We asserted that. We said we can adopt that for now, or probably the rest of this conversation.
So what's all the issue here, man?
This is called the frustrator troll, where no matter what you say, he's just going to try to frustrate what you say. So we got like go over archetypes. This is the sea lion / frustrator troll. So he's like straddling two archetypes.
So that's why he keeps reverting back to he's got these bunch of beliefs. So every time you cycle through that, you get the sophistry about belief systems and whatnot.
Mm.
Yeah, he just wants to sit here and frustrate us. I go, you can't prove the Earth. We can't prove the globe, but you can't prove the Earth is flat either. Nah. It's fucking childish bullshit, dude.
It's mutually assured destruction.
Yep. And it's the fucking coward's way out, quite honestly.
Why would it be the coward's way out?
They used to call it doesn't know whether he's coming or going.
And I want to get past that level of that standard for skepticism to adopt a belief.
We don't want you to believe.
You were never
That's the
this
bit where you keep
in your
failing.
life regarding the globe. Why?
You should never. Exactly, bro. Exactly.
I'm also interested as to why you would believe if you adopt this level of skepticism for other beliefs, but then suddenly aren't willing to do all of that work to adopt the...
What level of skepticism?
There's a level of skepticism about...
What are we skeptical of?
Are many...
Like basically everything.
Hold on, let him answer. What are you skeptical of?
Claims by a number of different people that you've
Give one.
Through osmosis.
Give one. Give one.
Give one?
Yeah, give one.
You have reason to...
Give the belief that we're skeptical of.
Of what you're skeptical of. That the Earth is round.
Okay.
That there's satellites.
Okay. Now, the Earth being round, that claim, do we have any reason to believe it based upon experience?
Good question.
I would say...
Experience.
Yeah, so there's a nuance here. So yes and no. In like an immediate direct sense, I don't think you're going to experience... like.
He went cock. Fucking cock. Fucking A. Fucking cock. Did you hear him? Did you hear that? MPX cock? Shit, ding dong.
Experience.
Yeah, so there's a nuance here. So yes and no. In like an immediate direct sense, I don't think you're going to experience like curvature in an explicit sense because the scale
About motion
would be present would be
What about motion? That's a good question.
not sufficient. Like you're not gonna like immediately feel that.
How do you know? Okay, what is the scale? What is the scale? No, what is the scale? What is the scale? You're claiming that, like, because the Earth's too big, we can't experience its scale.
If you're tentatively
what is the scale? What scale will we experience it at?
Oh, that's a good question, Indio. Thank you, brother.
Whatever the radius of the curvature of the Earth is.
You have no idea what you're talking about, do you?
We're just tentatively adopting this.
Whatever the radius is. Yeah. Whatever the radius is. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Fucking ding dong.
The Earth is.
You have no idea what you're talking about, do you?
We're just tentatively adopting this.
How much drop is in 10? How much drop is supposed to be in 10 miles due to curvature?
At 1 foot observer height, I think it's 66 feet at 1 foot.
Again, who cares? That we're like investigating that.
Because we should experience it. That's what we're telling you, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, you should experience it.
Yeah, we should, according to the globe. Yeah, we should.
Again, they gave us the fucking diameter radius. They gave us that. What's up, Dave High? The motion. Yeah, let's talk about the motion, Dave High. Fuck. We think we're stationary. We know we're stationary, bro.
Easily.
Yeah, that would be it. But that would be an indirect form of experience.
What are you talking about?
You're not experiencing the curvature itself. You're experiencing a second-order phenomenon that would be a result of the curvature.
What? What the? I gotta rewind that. Fuck.
Form of experience.
What are you talking about?
You're not experiencing the curvature itself. You're experiencing a second-order phenomenon that would be a result of the curvature.
That would be the flatness. I think that's what he meant by that. The flatness? Yeah, exactly.
And so you doubt the curvature based on the findings of your second-order experience relative to that curvature.
How do you directly experience curvature?
First
You
order would be
lunatic.
like, I know that there is light because I am seeing. Like,
What would be a first order experience of curvature, dude? Laying on top of it and feeling the curvature under your stomach?
Yes.
You're a retard. Dude,
yeah.
You look at him looking at you for that retardation.
That would be a first order experience. The second order would be, these aren't formal terms, but the second, in my little system here, the second order is going to be like some secondary experience, like a drop over time. Something you believe is straight, going over that distance and not shooting off into space. Or not space.
Shouldn't we be able to just measure that directly?
Say what?
Shouldn't we be able to measure that directly?
Potentially. But it's going to be tied to a bundle of beliefs about your measurement system.
I fucking told you he'd go back to it.
I have
Such
to.
as what?
This is of course.
Yeah, but we keep asking you such as what. But I've asked you at least half a dozen times such as what, and you won't say one thing that composes, one belief that composes a measurement system.
One belief that composes a measurement system. It's going to be dependent on any given measurement system. So I don't know what the particular.
Such as, but what is the belief that composes a measurement system?
There's going to be a bundle of beliefs.
Give one of them.
I don't know. Ruler, like persistence.
Yeah.
Of nature, like the uniformity of nature. things stay consistent over time. That's one belief. You're not a brain in a vat. That's another belief. These are ones that feel really commonly accepted. Now we can also go into specific beliefs.
This fucking deranged pseudo-intellectual subreddit let you out for the day.
Yeah, this is the peak of pseudo-intellectualism. Way to go, MPX.
Thank you. Anyways, there are many other beliefs that you can hold about the particulars of your methodology that you want to establish for your measurement system. So if you're using like some
how do you
You're talking philosophical mumbo jumbo about the consistency of nature and all that shit. We're talking about the measurement itself.
You asked for a belief. That was one of them. I've met your
belief that reality is real.
Yeah, that's another great one. You're not a brain in a vat.
What does that got to do with measuring?
This is part of the bundle of beliefs that you're going to have to.
What is that got to do with measuring?
In order for your measurement to be meaningful.
What does that got to do with measuring? I need the association. What does that got to do with measuring?
Just censored.
You just. I already told you. You just asked for a particular, a single belief. That was one of them.
You said it's a belief required a measurement, and I want to know why measurement requires that.
Measurement requires beliefs. So.
No, you keep repeating yourself. I know you keep saying that.
Okay.
And I'm asking you what beliefs, and then you mentioned a couple, and I said, how are they related to measurement? And then you say, measurement requires beliefs. Yeah. You're just circling the drain.
I was to use a ruler to measure something. If I have gradations on that ruler that are each, say, 1 inch, and I measure some rock to see it's 6 inches long, I held the beliefs that ruler's persistent over time. It hasn't expanded in some meaningful way relative to like its environment. Each of the gradations properly
we don't care about persistence over time. We only care about that moment.
Well, it's that moment relative to whatever standard you ascribe to, and there's
MPX. Say you're building an extension
in that moment, if the inch of the ruler is not a true inch for the datum that you hold, then you're measuring improperly. Your methodology has a flaw.
We don't need to use, I already told you, we don't even need to use units. Yeah, units are not required. We don't need to have any little gradations on the ruler. Any. Not even one.
That's fine. We can do a measure of like curvature or flatness by laying on the thing and feeling how that is perceived by us. Like what's the sensation I get on my tummy or back?
Go swim like 10 miles out and lay on the water, see how flat it is.
Okay.
But why are you doing this to yourself, man?
Is it too ask to define belief? Can you define that term?
The doxastic attitude.
Yeah, great. What does that mean?
I can link you a dictionary definition if you like.
Holy shit, you don't even know what it means.
Okay. It's a feeling that you have.
You don't even know what the word belief means, and you're using it this whole time.
Now we're straight into metaphysics. So there's like 1,000 different ways to define this.
So why are you surprised he doesn't believe in the law of identity? Why would belief have any identity?
Fair enough.
For me, it's Fifi's. A belief is going to be, it doesn't cause cognitive dissonance when I hear you string these particular ideas together.
So this is all back on Fifi's.
In my worldview, but we already went way past that. We're now adopting law of identity for purpose of the conversation. We are in the worldview that you're saying that you believe in. We're doing an internal critique.
No, you're not. You're not.
Well, we're struggling to get there because we keep faffing about at the edges, but...
No. Someone put an electrode in your fucking brain and then cross the wires on a car battery and just like random shit is coming out of your mouth.
I hope not, but maybe. It is getting late.
Yeah, you're a malfunctioning unit. You need to return to the factory.
It's not that late.
It's almost 1 a.m. here. I woke up at like 5.
Yeah, that's not late.
Okay. Well, relative to my system of measurement.
Have your warm milk.
Fair.
People like you, MPX, if you're serious with all this nonsense, right? Do you just stand still your entire life? Because I don't understand how you make any move, make an action.
Why would I?
Because you seem to want to reconcile everything down to whatever would be the most minuscule instance of it or whatnot.
The claims
like you don't operate like this day to day out in the world. Like you don't speak to your family like this.
I feel like I can react in the world based on tentative beliefs about things, and I do all the time, and it's not a problem.
No, you don't.
When I turn my key in my car, I have reason to believe it's going to start, even though I haven't verified the entire function.
Do you look both ways before you cross the street?
Usually.
Okay. Keep it up.
Yeah, you should now do a lot, please.
Yeah, that's what happens when you spend too much time on Reddit.
I don't really.
Yeah, you don't actually believe a goddamn word you're saying. You don't operate in a world like this. You're just bullshit. You go on the internet, you troll, say a bunch of bullshit, think you sound smart when you actually just sound pathetic. You probably made about 30 freaking flat earthers listening on YouTube.
Probably made 30 flat earthers on YouTube, maybe.
Yeah, dude. They hear you and think you're fucking nuts, and that you're such a fucking cultist that you have to behave this way because you can't accept the simple fact that you don't experience the Earth as a globe. You just imagine it, but like,
but if you're gonna,
but you have to go through mental contortions to save your worldview.
Yeah, but if you're going to criticize other people for just going along with the herd, you should probably be better than, I'm going to adopt a belief because this other guy sounds like an idiot.
Well, this is the opposite end of the extreme, right?
The opposite end of the extreme? So if I don't sound like the extreme idiot, I sound super smart, is that what you're saying? Because I doubt that's the case.
No, you have like a mutually assured destruction kind of take on everything. You don't want to take any position because you don't want to have any conviction about anything.
I do take a position, but I am relatively skeptical about most positions. I tentatively hold most of my beliefs.
Not the globe, clearly.
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? Because you're a globetard? Ding dong? What? Poor guy, man. I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad, man. Damn.
I'm examining epistemic standards inside of this conversation. I'm not examining...
So you'll admit there's never been a measurement of the globe, then, in all of history?
That's an absurd thing to say.
No, it's not absurd, man. It's right on point, man.
Well, no measurements meet your criteria, so no methods.
Any measurements meet my criteria.
You just spent 30 minutes going through that with Indio.
So I take measurements in some capacity in this like very loose definition we've crafted where almost anything could be a measurement all the time. The fact that I can look at my computer and I see planes flying in particular patterns that only seem to make sense on a globe worldview.
That's just your ignorance. That's just your ignorance, though. That's your ignorance of how a...
Potentially.
That's
correct.
Yeah, that's your ignorance of how a projection of a coordinate system works.
That would be...
They make sense to you because you're dumb.
That would be like
They make sense to you because you're dumb, dude. So I want to know this, though. When you went to the registry of motor vehicles and they said, to get your driver's license, they're like, what's your height? Did you tell them you didn't believe in measurement and get in a long argument with the person behind the counter how that's just a subjective belief and that they have to believe in the regularity of nature to even ask you that fucking question?
No, because I'm not a social retard. So when we're engaged in conversation...
So why are you doing it on here?
Yeah, why the fuck you doing it on here, ding dong? Fuckhead. Come on.
Engage in conversation about skepticism.
Why are you being a social retard on here?
But if we're engaged in a conversation about getting...
Why are you being a social retard on here? You can answer the question about your height, but yet you can't answer the questions on here.
Exactly. Good point, Matrix. Thank you, brother. Love you, man. Love you, brother.
I do answer.
So you've got contradictions again.
Oh, I got my own meme. Thanks, guys. Measurements are subjective. Measurements are subjective.
Measurements are subjective. Okay.
Everything's subjective in a sense.
Brain in the jar. Didn't I say it in the beginning, man? This guy's a brain in the jar. Mongo. I said that, bro.
Fair enough. But you must have like a threshold that, that's acceptable to you, right? If you hire a contractor to say add an extension to your house, and you wanted, 20 feet extra in this direction, he took a measurement, came back, and he said, look, come over. That's 20 feet. You happy with that?
Yeah, I have my system of measurement that's predicated on my system.
You wouldn't have to measure it into the quantum scale?
And I think most people share some similar similar beliefs that allow them to use that measurement as well. And we can call people who don't use that system fairly absurd.
So you're measuring 20 feet. How accurate are you measuring this? Down to the quantum scale, or
no? There's
you know
no reason
what?
to.
She's within. I believe it's within 3 foot. So that's
so. This is a great transition to the next point I really wanted to make in the conversation, but we never got there. So the veracity and the usefulness.
Yeah, you ever thought the reason that you haven't got there is because you've spent the last 3 hours going around in fucking circles?
Now you want to go to utility argument, dude? Yeah. Don't even try it. Really?
What's the problem with
Are you really that much of a dipshit?
If I need to roughly measure 20 feet, plus or minus like a couple inches,
you're paying for your back.
Hold on. How do you know what 20 feet is? You said nature might not be consistent. Maybe when that guy you hired measured 20 feet, maybe nature was changed at that point in time, and it was 20 feet.
Well, no, I hold that belief.
Pardon me?
Really?
Yeah, but he does. He wants his money because he holds it.
He wants his money because he holds that nature's consistent, but then he...
No, that nature's not consistent. And that when he measured 20 feet, it was 20 feet. When you measured, it was 5 feet. But he was like, well, my subjective 20-foot measurement, that rules, and you can go kick rocks, pay me.
Well, we have a hopefully intersubjective understanding of the
Between what? The figment of your imagination? Because he don't even exist now.
Another being and I.
Well, you're a super skeptic, so he might not exist.
That's
you
possible,
might have actually measured it yourself in your own mind, right? And then argued with yourself about whether it was 20 feet or 5 feet, right? And then didn't pay yourself, and then maybe the other guy, you kicked your own ass.
In an academic investigation, sure, I'm skeptical about these things. In terms of how I play out my practical day-to-day life.
That was hilarious.
The skepticism is...
Indio, this is exactly the phenomenon you're talking about with this topic. Just fucking breaks them.
Yeah. Brick. This isn't an academic conversation. It's his mental illness.
I mean, that's fair.
There's nothing academic about this.
I was maybe being a little hyperbolic giving it the term academic because we're on Discord. But
it's not academic. It's not intellectual. It's not smart. It's not genius. It's not deep. It's not profound. Dude, it's really just basic Billy nonsense, dude. For real.
For real.
It's just a defense mechanism.
If I'm a civil engineering firm and someone builds a bridge that's 30 miles long and they bust out a fucking ruler.
What's that?
It's
30 miles, and we don't even know what that is.
We can agree that there's an extrusion through space that we can put into segmented gradations that we're kind of call.
Are you sure?
Maybe your tape measure's bending.
But then go into miles.
No, your tape measure's bending again, man. No, your tape measure's bending again. Can't know what 30 miles is.
Exactly. It could be like a portion of space-time contracted to 15 miles.
Sure.
I mean 30 miles when you measured it, but not when I came.
When you read 30 miles, did you collapse the wave function?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Was that linear, or did you actually wrap the tape around the curve?
Well, wrapped it around the curve of the ultimate measuring stick, my dick.
There it is.
There it is. There the